Fantastic. Hello there, Master Hellish here, and welcome back to my Kerbal space program Let's Play. Now, given our brief interruption for our emergency last episode, it's now back on with our Jool mission, and here is our Jool lander from last time. However, there's been a few tweaks and upgrades. Firstly, I've removed the science off the top and placed it all round down here near where the ladder is. That way the scientist can get out, wander down the ladder and check out the science without having to actually go down to the surface if he doesn't want to. And of course, he can go back up the ladder and back into the top again. Having moved the science out the way of the top, I now put the grabber up there. Okay, we're going to leave the flag on, but there's the grabber, and we're going to use this to pull and move around satellites and deploy them in orbit of different places, so that satellites don't have to have massive amounts of fuel on them. We can just take them there with the lander, drop them in orbit of the moons, and then go down to the moon ourselves. So that is the idea of that. And the last thing we've done is we've added RCS. I want this thing to have fantastic control in the air. The reaction wheels of this large command pod may be okay, but I really wanted to be able to put translation in for grabbing and docking and so forth. So we've got some RCS tanks around the edge here, and we've got some RCS nozzles at the top and at the bottom. Now I've just noticed that they all, I think, are slightly out of alignment, so let's just fix that before we carry on. So we want to get this. I'm going to completely replace it because I had to jig it slightly. So really it wants to be there. Okay, and we of course we want 4 of them to match the other bits, and we're just going to move them so that they're up on the grabber. There we are, I'll do. Let's just straighten them up. I said straighten them up, not make them worse. There we go, and bring them out. No. That way. So we're going to go 1 notch that way and 1 notch that way. There we go. Now the one thing we need to make sure is that they don't get in the way of the Kerbals getting in and out of the hatch. I really don't think they're going to get in the way of that. Are they in line still? Yeah. Yeah, they look like they're in line. Perfect. So a few tweaks to the lander, and now I am, before I was quite happy with it, now I'm very happy with it. Now it is going to be a very heavy lander, but the idea is we should be able to fly around the moons and do all sorts of things, transfers and stuff. So that's all very good. Now, we've got to get this lander to Jool and ideally back again. So we're going to need some sort of vessel to take it there and take it back and carry the satellites. And I've started on that as well. Now initially I was looking at doing space planes to take things up into the atmosphere of Kerbin and then bring the main plane back down again whilst leaving the components for this up in space. But I had to play around and it just didn't seem to work. At this early stage of tech, we haven't got any of the really heavy jet engines to get us up in high altitude flight. So we're going to stick with rockets. And to do that, we're going to need to bring this thing up in stages. So what I've designed is a staged base. So here it is. This is what I've designed. It's like the core of it. I haven't finished it yet. But if we connect that via a docking port, you can see here we have a triple section bottom. Okay, so this is in preparation. This is kind of the core of the main Jool ship, and then you've got the lander at the top. The lander looks well techy at the minute compared to the main core. Now this main core is designed to be split up into 3 components. So if I want to, I can take it up into the orbit in 3 different stages. Although putting it together, you may think might be a nightmare, but that is what the grabber on the lander's for. So we're going to take the lander up there first, and then dock the lander to the main section in the middle, and then put on the side nacelles separately. Now, the main section in the middle actually has liquid fuel in it, and this liquid fuel we're going to put on an atomic engine on the bottom. Now, may not provide us with a lot of thrust, but it is one of the most efficient ones, doubly efficient than the one I was originally thinking of using. We do need to unlock that, but we'll deal with that next episode. Today, it's about the construction of the main body, and possibly sending a lander into orbit. Right, So, this middle section, like I said, is liquid fuel. However, the tanks up here and here and down the bottom here are all standard rocket fuel. And the reason is that the idea is that fuel is not for the main engine to push us along. It's to refuel the lander after its visits to the moons. So, that is really the idea. Now, the ratio of fuel, I have no idea if I've got it right. I have no idea if there's enough liquid fuel in here to get us to Jool. I have no idea if there's enough liquid fuel and oxidizer to refuel the lander and get it back to the main vessel after visiting the moon. We're gonna have to just see. It's going to be a bit of an experiment. But also, in these side cells, what we've got here is these cargo bays. Now, I can't get the big cargo bay because we ain't got the tech for it yet. But this is where we're going to put those satellites that we looked at a couple of episodes ago. And the idea is that we put some satellites in here and then let them come out and we'll grab them with our lander and take them with us. Maybe in twos. Maybe we'll put a satellite on the ground as a lander. So I'm thinking maybe we need to put some in here. Now I don't remember how many we're going to need, so let's go take a quick look at the Jool system. Okay, so welcome to our look of the Jool system. There's Jool in the middle. We won't actually be landing on Jool, it's a gas giant, but it has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 moons. Now at this time I don't know anything about these moons, okay, so we're going to have to try and figure out what's going on here. Looking at the different locations, it seems that most of them are more or less the same plane. The first two in the middle certainly are. This one at the end, pole, is got a slight axis, but this one here, bop, bop, that has got a real axis on that. It's got quite a wallop on it, so we'll have to see if we can intersect that. So in theory, if we can land on all 5 of these, we could do with 5. We probably won't do 5, maybe 4, maybe just the inner 3 is the ones that we'll concentrate on, leaving the external ones alone. So let's go back to our rocket. So what we're going to do now is we're going to build those satellites inside here. Now, for these satellites, I want them to completely separate, and I don't want them to take any of the stacked decouplers with them. So we're going to use these stack separators. The stack separators become junk and floating in space, so that's all fine. Now, we're going to need... Should we use... Well, we're going to need some sort of commander module. I'm thinking this probe here because it's small. It hasn't got any reaction wheels though. That's the downside. We'd actually have to put some baby reaction wheels on this thing. Then we can give it some fuel. So there's a fuel. Come on, fuel tank. Oh god, wrong way, wrong way. There we are, some fuel tank, there we are. So we can turn it round, we can control it, we've got some fuel. We'll need a little engine. This little engine is perfectly acceptable for this sort of thing. And then last thing we'll need is some power. Now this probe doesn't store a lot of electrical charge, so I'm thinking we need to give it some electrical power as well. It's getting a bit big, this. I didn't really want it to get this big. We can have this one, which is about the right size, I think, actually. Or we can have a look at doing these ones. I actually quite like those ones. Let's have a look at see if we can get them on there. So try and use the space we've got. So if we put that on there, can we put ones on both sides? Yeah, we can. Let's have a closer look at that. Yeah. What about if we try and strap them to the side of the probe, though? Well, that's even better. Look at that. And then, I wonder if we can stick our extending solar panels on there. Ooh, I don't know if they're going to be able to extend. Let's rotate them in the correct orientation. He says, not finding any correct orientation here. Hello, orientation. Okay, that's completely the wrong way around. Okay, that's nearly it. That's not it. There we go. That's the kind of thing that I wanted. I don't know whether that would actually work or not. let's give it a test. Let's take this out onto the runway, launch pad, and give it a test. So utilities, I'm looking for, oh hang on, we need structural, there we are. Let's give this a nice big hold on the bottom here, there and there. Okay, save it and take it out on the launch pad to see how it actually generally reacts. Okay, so it's night time. Jebediah, Bill and Bob have come to have a look at this as well. We might not be able to see very well, but let's see what happens. Now, this is going to be disconnected. So if I decouple that, it's just going to drop and hopefully not completely crash and smash. It'd be nice to be able to actually activate that engine. So decouple. Okay, so it did crash a little bit. Where is it? There it is. Right, but it's okay. Let's extend the solar panel. Does it extend alright? It seems to be able to clip through its own body okay. We did lose the engine, but those reaction wheels are quite harsh. So let's see if we can get this down to the ground without... Yeah, we can't. What if I rotate? Can I use that rotational force to push us out? I don't think so. Right. Uh-oh. Well, those panels are broken. And that got destroyed. Okay, so I think the panels are alright. Okay, so assuming that those solar panels are fine, we have ourselves a satellite. Now what we can do is duplicate this by holding Alt, hold Alt again and try and get it on the end of that engine, which we've got. So we've got two satellites now, but I want one of them to be a lander. So the difference between a satellite and a lander is it has legs. So let's give it some of the lightest legs we can in the correct orientation. There we go. Let's give it 4 of them. Let's start them inside. Oh, that looks okay. Yep, that's all nice and fitted in. Now, my wondering is, oh yes, we're not going to get another 2 in, are we? Let's try. No. Our survey says no. Right, okay. In that case, I think we need to extend this spacecraft because I definitely wanted to take a set of 4. So let's do that now. Now, if I disconnect that, just temporarily. Oh god, no, undo. There we go. Temporarily, and put one more extra one in there. To move it all down by 1, and then the same here. We put one more cargo bay in. We need to rotate this. There we go. There we go. And then I put that on the bottom there. Yay! It all still fits. Right. And we also have all of our. We have 2 landers. And 2 satellites. So then I'm going to press hold Alt, grab them, and can I chuck them in here? I can. Now is it trying to duplicate that? We only want 1 set in this side. There we go. Fantastic. Now this whole vessel is under 100,000 at the minute, which I think is brilliant. The only problem is that we've now got to add stuff and pull it apart. Oh, I've just noticed the flipping things through the back wall. That's not good, is it? And what if I close it? Oh no. Okay, what if we only give them 2 legs? Okay, so let's just quickly remove that. And this. And I'm going to adjust the legs. So I'm thinking if they had 2 legs, that will cushion the landing, and then it can just sit there. We can retract the legs. So let's give it 2. I mean, if I give it 3, it's not going to be good. So let's stick with 2. The other option is we try and get them embedded more into the satellite body itself. So if we start like... Also, we don't want them to hit the panels, so they need to be more like this. Look, they're sticking out. What if we push them in a little bit? So, ooh, good. Well, that went in a little bit. They're only just clipping through now. Okay, let's do it just a tiny weeny bit. Just a tiny... No, that's too much. Bring it back out. No, come here, come here. There, right. Only just clipping, and if we extend them... Yeah. Okay, let's bring them just a little bit more in. Move tool. There. That's how I want them. The only problem is that then this bit needs to be sticking out there so it doesn't cause us any problems, and I think we're good. Right, I'd like to test this. And I have an idea how I might be able to do it. So let's try. So let's save this and go out and do it. Good morning, Rocketeers. Let's check out this. So what we're going to do, this engine here, we're going to activate that one engine, power it up to maximum, then decouple this. Okay, so it didn't work. He did drop like a lead balloon in Kerbin's gravity. Let's try and control that. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Right, can we extend the landing legs? So yes, it does have landing legs. I almost want to take one of these up into orbit to see what it's going to be like. Oh, new idea. Okay, so it's not ideal, but we've got a mock-up of part of the section of the ship here. The idea is I should be able to drop this without it going absolutely crazy. Now, I can't see these. These are only just clipping through the back panel, so they should be okay. But the idea is I want to be able to drop this and let it fall over and then try and get it to stand up again and see what the solar panels and stuff act like. So for this engine, I am now going to activate it. We're going to put SAS on to try and keep it upright. Max power. It's not going to do anything. Now let's release it. Aha, that's fine. You know what didn't help? The ejection force. Okay, so let's now switch to it. What exploded? The solar panels exploded. There we go. Well, it's not enough to fly around on here, but I'm worried about those solar panels. I really am. I mean, obviously that fuel's not doing anything. Yeah. Let's have another. I'm going to just test that solar panels a bit more, and we'll go back to the space plane. Not the space plane. Hang on, that thing over there with the big doors and the rockets. Okay, so I've got the landing probe out on its own, and now I'm going to attempt to extend the panels. So that looks fine. They look to be working. Okay, so initially I thought that these solar panels might not work, but they certainly seem to be fine. Yeah. Flipping around, tracing the sun, getting power for our little thing here. It's hopping around the... Oh, we broke some off. Well, that's fine, doesn't matter. I mean, if we spin around crazy, we'll probably break the others off as well. There we are. Right then, let's go for a roll. Ooh, off the edge of the launch pad. Yep. We actually still have the core, which we don't want to do that with. Reaction wheels. Go! Oh, there goes one battery. Oh, there goes everything. Right, test done. So now that I'm happy with these, I'm going to put these back into the storage containers again. And there we are. They're now on both sides. What? I thought I had them on both sides. What's going on here? Yeah, now they're on both sides. We've got a little bit of space down here in case we want to put anything else in, but for now I think we're all good. We can close these up, knowing that our little tiny babies are safe inside. There, brilliant. It's a lot of extra weight, but the fuel is probably worth it for those little things in the end. Right, so that is the main core, not far off complete. What we're going to be doing is now adding some utilities to finish off the episode. So let's see, we would definitely want some solar panels on this thing. So let's get it into this mode here. As we want this Jool vessel-y thing to be self-sufficient itself as much as possible. If it's not, then we're going to have problems. There we go. So we've got solar panels on here. I'm thinking we need some sort of like thing on here where we can put some sort of command module slash... Oh, we could put a seat on it. We could put an external command module seat on it. That'd be cool. Like this. Right on the front. So that somebody can pilot it. Yeah, I kind of like that idea. And behind them, we will put a structural item. Just a small one. Small structural item. I think. I was going to put like an automated jobby in there. I don't know. That's way too big. I'm not so sure about this command seat. I'm really not. Let's put that on here and rotate it anyway. Ooh, no. There we go. So that we can mount things upon it. We're going to put it on the back of this. Bit more? Is that floating? It's floating. Back in again. Back in. There we go. Right, so on this, I want a probe like that. Which we can probably move up. It's just a structural thing, so that's fine. Let's see, probe. Tools, move. There we are. Let's just move that up just a little bit. There we go. I don't know what else we need there, but it's kind of a nice little back. Actually, let's put it right on the back of the seat. Oh, that's nice. Hopefully that doesn't get in the way of the Kerbal. What we're going to do is just move it down a little bit to there. Sorted. Right, so that's like the command seat. We've got control, we've got power. We need batteries to store that power. So I'm thinking batteries. Here we go. We could get the big, huge ones, but that's going to cost us more money. We could put some of the... Oh, that's pretty big. What about these? Put some of them on. I mean, how much are they? They are 200 in total. The probe is like 5. The command seat doesn't do any. So that's 2, 4, 6. Let's get... Should we get 1,000? Nah, I think 6 will be plenty. Yeah, 600 units of electrical charge. We've got our solar panels. We've got our control, our probes. We do need a little bit of RCS on this unit, do we? Do we need RCS on this? Yeah, we're going to need RCS on it. So we're going to need to put some fuel pods on. Just checking that nothing made its way to the other side. RCS fuel, we could put it in the form of tanks. But I don't really want to do the tanks like that. I think these ones here are probably our best bet. So if we do one there, I suppose we could do them in pairs, couldn't we? So if I put I don't know actually now. Should we put them at the far end, or in the middle, behind the solar panels? We put like shouldn't need much. It's just for microscopic maneuverability, really. Let's just line that up right. There we go. What if we put 3? Just like that. I like that. That's cool. And then we need the actual control nozzles themselves, which they'll be in here. There we go. Just 4 of them at each end, nice and simple. There we go. Brilliant. Okay, so now we have control, maneuverability. This is starting to look like an interplanetary spaceship now. Okay, so I think we're going to leave it there. We haven't actually fired any rockets this episode, but the lander that we made last time has been tweaked, and we've got a full body ready for the rest of the vessel. We need to do some research to get the engine that we need for the main thing, and then we need to divide this thing up and take it up into orbit. It's going to be taken up in probably 4 different sections, I think, at this rate. We've got so many things happening down here. You would not believe it in terms of decouplings and all this sort of thing. But these are all the new satellites and lander probes, so we can put them all to one side. Now the only thing here, what's that? That's the detaching of that bit. So that probably wants to be in its own group. Let's put that there. Brilliant. So we've got the drogue chutes, we detach the end. The engines need to go separate. The main engines, there we go. Yep, they all fire up. Let's put them there. That'll do. Right. So, what's next? I think we're pretty much done. I'll have a good think about this between now and next time, thinking if there's anything that I've missed. If you think I've missed anything, let me know. Next episode, we'll go and do an expedition to hopefully get enough research to get our final engine that we need, and we'll put that engine on. And then the episode after that, we'll put this in orbit and build it and start heading to Jool. I have no idea if this thing's going to have enough Delta V. Maybe somebody wants to see and do some calculations. We've got 400 units of liquid fuel in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sections there. So I don't know if that is enough to get to Jool and back with this of a mass of 68 tons. Let's see. Okay, well, thanks for watching. Thoughts, ideas and questions, as always, down in the comments. It will be very helpful to know what you think of this vessel. I'm very much pulling this out of my backside. I have no idea what I'm doing here. I have no idea what to expect. So all the tips are always welcome. Take care, and if you've enjoyed the episode, remember to give it a like, and I will see you soon. Goodbye.